and welcome back to another edition of Cookie's Tech and Talk Table. In this episode, we're going to show gameplay footage of the King of Fighters XIV. Before I begin the footage, I just want to begin by saying thank you for all of the guys there on the GPD Discord for commenting on my videos and asking me questions and even helping me out. I don't know everything, and so I get some really good comments from the community out there for handheld gaming products. They send me their concepts for what has worked for them, and I've been quick to reply to their comments. As before, I accept all comments on my videos, whether they're neutral, negative, informative, constructive criticism. Please leave your comments on this video. I, of course, am not getting paid by GPD to do this video, and I'm doing this solely because I am a serious gamer in the world of tournament fighting games and just a collector of RPGs and adventure platform games, etc. So without further ado, I'm going to move forward with the footage video, but I do want to make a note, and this is something that I noticed, and I also was able to fix this with the Tekken 7 gameplay footage video. So any of you guys that saw the Tekken 7 footage video, I did manage to find a way to go and put that into full screen. And if you have Steam, you can go into Steam and download the Borderless Gaming application. The Borderless Gaming application will allow me or anyone else to play Tekken under full screen. I also realized that Borderless Gaming to play under full screen is when you're streaming through a capture card that is incompatible through the connection of the GPD Win Max into the actual computer. So the feed, it will bypass the feed that will stop launching Tekken 7 in full screen. That's what the Borderless Gaming is for. That's my temporary remedy that I figured out for that. However, when you're not streaming through the device itself, you will be able to run Tekken 7 in full screen borderless just fine without that app. Now, also, something I want to display because this is important about the King of Fighters XIV. When I first started playing the game, it was running really slow and it was skipping and I didn't understand why. But then I realized that we need to update the graphic card driver through Intel. I guess the latest Intel graphics driver has OpenGL support. That's not to say that the GPD Win didn't come with that support, but I guess there's a much more updated version of it past 4.5. And if you go to the Intel Drivers Assistant page, which is where I'm at right here, I'm going to put a link in the description of my video so you can just automatically click there. But this makes a world of a difference because there are 3 drivers that need to be critically updated through this driver support assistant tool: the Bluetooth, the Wi-Fi, and the graphics. So it recognizes that as an Intel Ice Lake. It recognizes that already. But I guess the driver that needs to be updated will bring it to the latest version of OpenGL support. This is important because a game like King of Fighters XIV that also runs through DirectX 11 and supports DirectX 10 needs that OpenGL support so that when you are modifying the graphics settings, because the graphics are really strong in that game, you will be able to run it at the full 60 frames per second without any problems and also without undervolting. So yes, please go to this site, download the Intel Drivers Support Assistant tool so that you can fix other future games to come that may have an issue that in the beginning shows is not running but actually can. But this is one of the fixes that helps to remedy that problem. So without further ado, I'm just going to get right into the game here, King of Fighters XIV, and show and do my gameplay footage review of this. I've been a huge SNK fan ever since I was a kid. I started out pretty late. I started out with the King of Fighters 95 and then kind of just worked my way up from there, only to go back and check out King of Fighters 94. SNK has been through such a tumultuous history, you know, going through multiple bankruptcies, then being taken over by a Korean company named Playmore, and then afterwards also being bought out by a Chinese company named Leo Millennial, which is now currently in control of SNK's properties. You know, it's to say that there has been some dedication and love towards SNK games, and they have gone through quite a regenesis multiple times. Okay, so we're in game now, And as you can see, I set my counter through the Steam application. It's in white and it's at the top left corner. We're at 60 frames per second. And now I'm able to just breeze through the menu. Before I did that Intel drivers graphic update through the assistant tool, I was not able to do any of this like this. It was moving so slow, and I thought maybe something was wrong with my device. Not true. Go download that assistant tool. That really fixes a lot of issues for games like this and others to come behind it. So I'm just gonna play a little bit. Let's see here. A little bit of story mode here, which is arcade mode. And just like usual, I am playing this device through my capture card, the AverMedia Live Gamer 2 4K capture card. Okay. I'm gonna skip through this opening.
Member select. Order select. Round 1.
Ready, go!
You win! You win! You win! Hey, come out! Round 2. Ready, go! Watch out! Round 3. Ready, go!
So Vice has always been one of my favorite characters since King of Fighters 96. She has come a long way in the world of King of Fighters. She never even used to play like this way back when, of course, when King of Fighters 96 came out. I think she was like the best character in King of Fighters 98. In terms of female grapplers, they overhauled her and changed her so much. And always like that model version of King of Fighters, version of her, she has been changed. Like, this is a newer version of her, so she doesn't have a lot of the moves that she had from 96 and 98 or even 2002. They kind of omit some of those moves, which I felt made her better. But my general team has always been Mai, King, and Vice. Or now in newer games, Mai, King, and Elizabeth Brain-Kotosh.
Round 1. Ready, go! Oh, incredible! You win! Round 2. Ready, go! Oh, you're too strong. You win! Round 3. Ready, go!
Just want to put a shout out there that this video has been in conjunction with Strike First Gaming, who is the sponsor for providing the King of Fighters 14 Ultimate Edition for the Steam platform. Want to give a shout out there not only to my teammates, but to the company that has provided the download of this game for me to do this gaming showcase for you guys on the GPD Win Max.
Order select.
So as you can see, the game is still just as smooth at 60 frames per second. The lowest drop I've seen is 58, 59, while jumping up to 61 and 62 frames per second, which is awesome, which is standard for a fighting game anyway.
あんたが噂の用心棒かい？
どのような噂かは存じ上げませんが、おそらくあなたのおっしゃる通りですよ。そういうあなたも確かミスタービッグ様のバウンサーをしていた。
元だよ元。今の私はしがないバーの店長さん。
元でも結構です。ぜひ先輩バウンサーとしてご指導いただけますか？ああ、仮に私があなたを倒してしまっても落ち込まないでください。しがない店長なのですから。
いい根性してるねあんた。怪我しても知らないよ。
Round 2 Ready Go!
メドルストライク。
行きますよ。
まだまだ。トルネードキック。
行きます。ご覧に入れました。ご堪能いただきました。
メドルストルネードキック。まだまだ。メドルストライク。トラップショット。メドルストライク。メドルストライク。トルネードキック。メドルストライク。トルネードキック。
見えますか？見えますか？無駄です。
トラップショット。メドルストライク。
この程度。
Oh! Keep rocking! You win!
出直しておいで。
ビビってんじゃねえぞ Round 3 Ready Go!
まだまだ。メドルストライク。トラップショット。甘い甘い甘い甘い。トラップショット。まだやるつもりかい？手られ足りないって言うなら相手になるよ。
Order select.
So far, the gameplay controls feel smooth.
いらっしゃい。
They're not hard to work. I'm able to perform combos fluidly. I really have to give it to GPD for really making an excellent D-pad. When I use the analog stick is also wonderful. I'm actually able to control and perform moves that I would do on a Neo Geo Pocket Color, which is what it reminds me of.
Incredible! You win!
日本一。勝負だ。
Round 2 Ready Go!
どれUF どれカシオストカシオスド超必殺忍び勝ち。カシオスどれムササビの舞ムササビの舞ムササビの舞カシオスどれ超必殺忍び勝ち。
Everything was perfect! You win!
よっ日本一。私が勝っても恨まないでね。
Round 3 Ready Go!
逃がすか。それカシオスそれ終わらせる。はいドンジャンよっ超必殺忍び勝ち。
Winner!
弱い人には興味ないの。 ごめんあそばせ。
ああ、失礼します社長。
いいとこだったのに。
失礼します。大会の途中経過です。
おお、どれどれ。ああ、なるほどね。
現時点での視聴者数はなんと25億人を超えております。久しぶりの KOF 開催となりますが、過去の大会同様今回もハイレベルな大会となっております。
おお、そうでなければ必死こいて開催権を得たりせんや。25億か、まだまだインパクトに欠けるな。決勝までに200億達成しろ。
実はアメリカ国税調査局の推計では現在の総人口はおよそ70億人となっておりますが、いかがいたしましょうか。
失礼だぞ常務。
やはりチームを組まれた方が良かったのでは。
無用な心配だ。手から火を出すマジシャン風情などに負けるわけがない。
ああ、
俺が雇った専属チームがいるだろう。例のネスネフネ
元ネスツのシルビーがどうか。
あいつらのチーム強えじゃねえか。決勝で俺とやり合うのはあいつらで決まりだな。しかも俺はあいつらより1億兆倍強い。
とはいえ犬の映画で涙腺が緩むほどの年齢ですし、あまり無理をされては。
失礼だぞ常務。
しかし油断は禁物です。
心配しすぎだ常務。俺はペットを捨てるやつと心配性は嫌いだ。
失礼しました。
よし、そろそろウォームアップ開始だ。行くぞ部長。
はい。
Order select. Round 1.
Ready? Go!
So I decided to end it right there. I'm going to go into options mode just to show you guys the settings that I'm using to maintain the 60 frame per second rate. So under graphic options, I have everything turned off. You technically don't need to have everything turned off. You can actually turn on a couple of things here that can still maintain 60 frames. I just preferred to turn everything off for this particular video, but I like, for this game, I will turn on the anti-aliasing just because it looks a lot better in this particular game when you don't see all the jagged edges. And then I do leave the shadows off because I can deal without the shadows. And then I also turn on the bloom and the filtering down below, and you can still maintain 60 frames per second without an issue. Guess I'm gonna save the configuration. Oh. And there you have it. That is my current review right now of my gameplay display footage of the King of Fighters 14. It runs smooth, beautiful, and at a consistent 60 frames a second without issues. I just want to say thank you guys for supporting my videos and keeping up with Cookie's Tech and Talk table. I once again want to give a shout out to Strike First Gaming for sponsoring the purchase of this game, the Ultimate Edition for Steam. And without that, I would have not been able to do that video. So thank you very much. Shout outs to Strike First Gaming. And with that being said, if you like this video, please give this a thumbs up. Please ring the bell for notifications if you would like to see more of my material. Please do leave comments. If there is something else that you've noticed that I've missed, please do feel free to leave, your thoughts onto my wall, and I will go and I'll respond promptly. With that being said, thank you for joining me for Cookie's Tech and Talk Table. Cookie signing out.